I asked ChatGPT to make me the perfect Wonderkid striker, and Alex the Wonderman Wonder was born. We just needed some stats to go alongside that fantastic name, and of course that was chosen by ChatGPT, as well as some preferred moves. We just needed the club he would be starting at, and again, of course, the home of youth football, Ajax, was chosen. So welcome to the career of Alex the Wonderman Wonder, who was already the 4th best player in the Ajax team. And was there any surprise given these stats? 16 finishing and them outrageous physicals. The question, would he still be at Ajax, or would he make a huge move in January? Well, the Ajax portion of Alex Wonder's career was very short-lived, as he left to join Manchester United for a measly £4 million after scoring 9 goals in just 16 games, and he hit the ground running at Manchester United as well, with 9 goals and 3 assists in just 18 starts, and already the starting striker and the 2nd best attacker at Manchester United in season number 1. Now, did he lift any trophies? No, he didn't, but he did help Ajax lift the Eredivisie with his performances in the first half of the season, and he helped guide Manchester United to 5th place in the Premier League, which means Champions League football. He also made his debut for Netherlands with 5 caps and 3 goals. But season 2 was really where Alex Wonder started to show the world who he was, where he won the European Golden Boy and the Next Gen Award in the same season. It wasn't only personal accolades he was after, as he also lifted his first trophy with Manchester United, scoring the opening goal in the Carabao Cup final against Brentford. The Champions League, he was sadly knocked out in the quarter-final, but on a personal level, he was the top goal scorer in the whole competition with 9 goals in 11 games, and he also helped guide Manchester United to 5th place in the Premier League again, and scored 25 goals in 52 games in his first full season at United, with 6 goals in 10 games for his country, the Netherlands. And it was vital that this season was a top-class season for the Wonderman, as it was the World Cup at the end of this year, and he goes into it as the 2nd place in the Copper Trophy, the winner of the PFA Young Player of the Year with 14 goals in 30 matches, guiding Manchester United to 5th place yet again in the Premier League, knocked out of the round of 16 of the Champions League, knocked out in the 5th round of the FA Cup, and in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. So not the greatest season for Manchester United, but it was time for the World Cup, and they were drawing a group with Ghana, Iran and Venezuela, and he was going into the tournament as the 3rd best player in the world behind Haaland and Mbappe, and there is no surprise as we look through these stats, he looks like an absolute superstar. They go into the first game with a 4-0 victory against Venezuela, a 3-0 victory against Ghana, and his first ever World Cup goal comes in a 5-0 battering of Iran. A fantastic start for the Netherlands as they top the group in emphatic style, and they look like they're going to be an absolute force in this World Cup. They head into the first knockout round, a 4-1 victory against Erling Haaland's Norway. The round of 16, a 2-0 victory against the Ivory Coast. The quarterfinals, a 2-1 victory against England, and things were looking great for the Wonderman and the Netherlands. They were heading into the semi-final with a 3-1 victory against Sweden, and they were paced up against Italy. It was going to be an absolute battle. He had won the World Cup's best young player with a goal and 3 assists in 8 games, and the Netherlands got off to a fantastic start in the World Cup final, with Gravenberch putting them 1-0 ahead, but late on, a Zaniolo screamer makes it 1-1, and the game headed to penalties. Brugge win the first save, Marlon scores, DeMarco scores, De Jong misses, and from here on out, it all goes wrong for the mighty Netherlands. Not a goal scored, the Wonderman wasn't on the pitch, and the Netherlands lose 3-1 on penalties to Italy, and the Wonderman was absolutely heartbroken. That World Cup loss hit Alex the Wonderman Wonder in a completely new way, and he was thinking, was his football career even worth it anymore? Was it time to move on from Manchester United? He scored 25 goals and got 5 assists in this season upcoming, which was a fantastic season. You can see from his personal accolades as well, he was simply outrageous. But Manchester United were winning absolutely no trophies, and the runners-up medal weighed heavy on his neck. So it was time for the Wonderman to find his brand new club. But for him to do that, you guys need to hit that subscribe button. It helps me out massively. It helps the Wonderman sign for his brand new club, FC Bayern Munich. A world record fee of £123 million. He was coming in to be the rotation option with Harry Kane in this simply ridiculous Bayern Munich team with Thuram, Tonali, Mendy, feeding Abada, Musiala, and the Wonderman. Of course, they won the league in the first season. They won the DFB Pokal, and trophies were going to be easy for the Wonderman. He was now the best player in the world of a 1-0 199 current ability, ahead of Mbappe, Haaland, Bellingham, Saka, etc. And the stats were looking absolutely ridiculous. 19 composure, 18 finishing, and that stupid pace. He was going to be quite good. He scored 17 goals in 32 games. And finally, the Wonder Man had looked like he had found his club where he could win endless trophies at. And over the course of the next 4 years, that is exactly what he done, scoring 24 goals in season 1, 36 in season 2, 27 in season 3, 24 in season 4, and winning every single personal accolade there is possible to win in Germany, and of course winning the DFB Pokal and the Bundesliga in every single season as well. But there was a couple of things that continued to elude Alex the Wonder Man. Number one being the Champions League trophy, and number two being the Ballon d'Or. He had won neither yet in his career, so it was time to find a brand new club, and he was leaving Bayern Munich already in search of the Champions League and Ballon d'Or. But before he picked his brand new club, it was time for the Wonder Man to take part in Euro 32. Now, we haven't touched on anything recently because Euro 28, they're knocked out in the second round by Serbia, and World Cup 2030, they were knocked out in the second round by Spain. So it was time for the Netherlands to get back on the European stage. They dominated their group with Wales, Spain and Czech on 9 points, won the second round convincingly against Scotland 3-0, and the Wonder Man got onto his goal scoring form in a 3-0 victory against Poland in the quarterfinals. The semi-finals, they're up against their old foes Italy, and the Wonder Man hadn't forgot about that penalty shootout defeat. A 3-0 victory set up a final against Portugal, and the Wonder Man was absolutely buzzing to go in to a European final with his nation. However, things didn't pan out quite as he'd hoped. A yellow card in the 31st minute and a second yellow card in the 47th meant the Wonder Man was sent off in his European final, giving himself his very own David Beckham moment. An absolute heartbreaker for the Wonder Man, and Portugal go 1-0 up in the 60th minute when De Jong gets a ball in the box for Van Hecke for 1-0, but it was always an uphill battle, and the 115th minute, Portugal won the Euros final, and the Wonder Man was blamed like Beckham. Absolute heartbreak for our star boy, Alex the Wonder Man Wonder, but it was time for him to find his brand new club. Madrid was of course the team he could see himself completing all of his dreams at, and he was slotting in to a fantastic team with Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Tchouaméni, Jude Bellingham. The team was outstanding, and of course in season 1 they go ahead and win the La Liga Santander. But to top that off, he goes ahead and completes dream number 1 of lifting the Champions League. An Arda Güler goal against Manchester City is exactly what he needed. 20 goals in 40 appearances. Sadly no Ballon d'Or in season 1 as his teammate Jude Bellingham won that, with Arda Güler coming in 3rd place. But he could certainly see that his dreams were starting to come true. He could see the Ballon d'Or was on the horizon. Season 2, 35 goals and 11 assists in 49 appearances is absolutely outrageous. They won the league again on 99 points, 4 clear of Barcelona, won the Copa del Rey 2-0 against Real Betis, won the Supercopa 3-1 against Barcelona. Surely this was going to be the season the Wonder Man lifted the Ballon d'Or. It was the Wonder Man against Jude Bellingham, last year's Ballon d'Or winner, and the Wonder Man comes out on top. 26 goals in 42 games with a 7.43 average rating. In just 2 seasons here at Real Madrid, he completed both goals. The Champions League and the Ballon d'Ors were his. He also finally wins the international trophy. The Nations League has come home to Netherlands. In season 2035, they also win the Copa del Rey, the La Liga for the 3rd time in a row, the Champions League for the 2nd time in 3 seasons on penalties again against Manchester City, and 31 goals in 52 games was simply outrageous. No more Ballon d'Ors, and over the next few seasons, the Wonder Man was playing at the absolute top of his game. 50 goal contributions there, 35 there, and 43 goal contributions in this season. He was winning a stupid amount of trophies, pretty much the La Liga and the Copa del Rey in every single season, but no more Ballon d'Ors for him. And there was one thing that still eluded him. The World Cup trophy is what the Wonder Man had his sights on. The group stage of Nigeria, Qatar and Scotland was rather friendly. 7 points was enough for them to win the group, and they headed in to the second round against the US of A, where the Wonder Man, of course, opened the scoring in a convincing 2-0 victory. And for the round of 16, he was benched/rested against Austria, and they won that 2-0 again. He started in the game against Belgium and got them off to a fantastic start and a 4-0 victory, sending them in to the semi-finals against France. And could they finally again reach the final of a World Cup? Was he about to complete his destiny and do a Leo Messi? He wasn't. He lost to France. Absolute heartbreak. They ended up winning the 3rd place playoff, and Great, they're the third best team in the world, but no World Cup for the Wonder Man. And the Euro 2040 also ended up them losing in the quarterfinals, but it was no major international trophies for the Wonder Man. He ended his career 23 goals in that season, 16 there and 13 in his final season for Real Madrid, and he completed his career with a whole host of trophies. He really is one of the best players we will ever see. Alex, the Wonder Man Wonder. He actually ended up finishing his career at Al Hilal, earning £1.6 million a week, and still looked like an absolute certified bagsman. He could score goals anywhere in the world at this point, and as we look through his stats, that is exactly what he did. He scored goals wherever he went, 310 goals, 88 assists, and a 7.26 average rating in 595 league games. He ended up being on the favoured personnel list for Real Madrid. Only one Ballon d'Or to his name is slightly disappointing given the level of player he was, but Alex, the Wonder Man Wonder, will go down in history, especially for the Netherlands, where he ended up being the all-time top goal scorer with 96 goals. He ended up winning 3 Copa del Reys, 5 Spanish leagues, 5 German leagues, 4 DFB Pokals, a Carabao Cup, 2 Champions Leagues, and 1 Ballon d'Or. Thank you for watching the career of Alex, the Wonder Man Wonder. If you want to see more career simulations like this, subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you haven't watched any rebuilds yet on the channel, click down there and watch them.